Hello and welcome to this one, a 1v1 game played on this map. Can't remember the name. It's either Ica Duel or Tala Duel or Azura Duel. I always get them all mixed up. And I think it's Tala Duel. No, I think it's Azura Duel. Whatever. Check the description. We've got ISI playing 5th Panzer Division, a div you don't see that much because 2nd Panzergren's just better. And Pick It Up playing 6YA, a division you see a lot because it's really good. So go through the deck reviews and we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game. And as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for ISI, and he's playing 5th Panzer Division. The division that very few people play because 2nd Panzergren is just the same but better. It does get more tanks and it gets better tanks as well. It gets this Leopard 2A4C, which is pretty nice actually as far as tanks go. 50 points more than the Leopard 2A3, which is interesting. Uh, and yeah, apart from that, it is just a weaker 2nd Panzergren. It's got worse arty, worse AA because it doesn't have the Eyehawk, worse fighters, worse infantry tab because it doesn't have the Fallschirmjäger. So first things first, there's too much arty here really. I would forget the Lars too. Oh, I see. These are 1 point slots. So okay, yeah, and then like there's a lot of overlap here. So the Roland 3 overlaps with the Roland 2 quite a bit. So if you don't trust yourself, also the Roland 2 overlaps with the Gepard a lot. These are both like anti-helo. So I wouldn't bother with the Roland 2. Um, I mean, you can arrive in situations where people kill all your AA, but I mean, if you lose 4 Roland 3s and 6 Gepards and 4 fighters, you're an idiot and you deserve to lose. So don't worry about that. And then that you get 3 more AP, and then you can get more planes, right? So this one's really good for the start of the game. Like, first minute purchase, just kill the enemy forward deployment, reloads in 32 seconds, nice payload, 30% ECM, 3 per card. And you don't have an anti-infantry option here, and you don't have any anti-infantry options in the helo tab, so you really do need this. If you're not going to go for this one, get this one instead, but this is super nice. And then, yeah, so that's something. And then with the arty, basically, you can just run it like that, and then you save 2 AP. But I'm just trying to think, like, where would those 2 AP go? They would go here, I suppose. Or you could cut down on some of this, right? So, I mean, this is a lot of tanks. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 heavy tanks is a lot. Usually people don't need that many. So you could get rid of one of these, right? And then you've got 4 AP now, and then you can sure you can run it like this if you want. So the difference, right, is the 155 one. Obviously, the same vet, they've got the same fire rate. Um, so it's 40 points, 140 versus 215. So you're paying 75 points for the self-propelledness, which is like one unit, one Pioneer Carl Gustav or something like that. So I prefer doing it like this. Um, but if you really want to bring these, you can. But if you get counter batteries, you're going to begin molding. So for the sake of 2 Pioneer Carl Gustavs, I prefer the self-propelled ones. But feel free, go for it. Maybe your micro is better than mine, or maybe the sort of people you face just never bother counter battering you, which is sadly quite frequent. So yeah, then you could get another play if you want, right? So you could get this now, or you can come back here and get your Roland 2 if you really want, right? Or you can get a recon helo, which is pretty useful. Or you can, get another infantry card maybe. Yeah, so 3 cards of supply is fairly standard for this div, because you get, RT and lots of tanks to repair, and generally you want to be playing a late game as this div. quite surprised by this Panzer Grenadier M113 pickup. I would have thought that. Why is it there? So, okay, so they cost the same. So what's the... They're just the same unit. Alright. So yeah, you could bring the Jaeger on if you want instead, right? Or you can, because you've already got your close range... Sorry, your infantry that arrives in a wheeled transport with AT. So why isn't this just more Panzer Grenadiers? Why is it this? I mean, it can be whatever you want, but, you know, I'm quite surprised by that, especially given that these are at 230. You've only actually got 12 of them, so I'd be tempted to swap that out for another one of these. But, I mean, hey, it's your copy of the game. And then, yeah, Pioneer Cargo Staff and regular Pioneers for fighting in the forests. In the Fox is a good idea. Palmland 2 in the Fox Milan, that makes a lot of sense. And then, yeah, these being at 2 vet, I don't really... With 3 cards of them, I don't really agree with it. But with 4 cards, I think you'll be okay. You don't get the Marder 1A3, right? So, RT tab we spoke about at length. This is self-propelled mortar for smoke. Tanks, we spoke about. I think there was like 1 card too many tanks. Maybe not, right? Maybe you do just buy loads of these and lose them. But, you know, these are here. There's a tendency to just look past them because they're CVs, so it's not the same. But no, this is 4 more Leopard 2A3s. Anyway, check out that 50-point difference. That's 1 AP, which is pretty important, and the ability to survive a 30 AP missile. But yeah, the Leopard 2A3 at 230, eh? The Leopard 2A4C at 280 for 1 more pen and 2 more armor. It's very expensive. Basically, the M1A1 and the Leopard 2A4 are probably a little bit too expensive, basically. This one. The C. So, yeah, Jaeger Aufklärer makes a lot of sense. You're fighting recon. This is your airborne forward deployment. It goes to 100, so you really do need these guys, and they've got ground surveillance radar. Spoke about this, like, you could get rid of the recon helo if you're just not going to use it, but it's just so useful to send out one at the start and, you know, just use them to cover wide flanks just to see if anybody's coming over. Just check out places. It's so useful to have, but the alternative would be 2 more planes, which is pretty important as well, so you could get this, but... You know, I wouldn't get this because it's got a 6-minute reload. This has a 6-minute reload as well, so... yeah, you could... I mean, this thing, I've seen people bring it. It's not amazing, because they've got a lot of time to drop the to move out the way of the bombs. But this thing isn't amazing either, because it tends to miss. So yeah, you could bring this instead. But yeah, I think the recon helo, but let's say you don't want the recon helo, right? Also, you know, if you've got the looks, you probably don't need the racist as well. I mean, it's got 1 more rank of optics. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. But yeah, let's say you don't want that. Well, then you can come back here and you can get more infantry. You can get this back if you really want it. Or even something like these MMG teams are really not bad, you know. They're really quite good. But you've got this Villiger, right? Or you could get some Fliegerfausts, right? Or you could get that Roland too, but at the very least I'd upvet both of these. So yeah, you could get that Roland too if you really want that AA back. It's up to you. I think that was everything, every tab. Obviously, yeah, this kills people better than this one, but this is cheaper and more available, so that's the trade-off. So in certain tournament matchups, like if you know you're against like 11E, well then you might as well bring this one. So switching to his opponent's deck, we've got Pick It Up. So this guy, people keep accusing him of cheating. Pretty sure what's going on is that he just like sound scums very effectively. So it used to be that you could hear any unit anywhere on the map. And so people were doing it just like free map hacks to just snipe your backline with artillery. And then they fixed it. And the way they fixed it was that you can just hear anything within about 3 kilometers of you. So you can still hear stuff in zones that you can't see. Which I just don't understand why they did that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Why not just fix it properly? You can't hear stuff you can't see. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. Yeah, 6Y, very good div. Certainly better than 5th Panzer. Because it sort of does everything. You don't get the airborne forward deployment, but you get much better RT. So the spec script at A are really nice. And then you get special forces infantry that come in helicopters, really nice helicopters, the Urns. Really nice div 6Y. You see it a lot in the tournaments. So going through it tab by tab, if he's got 2 Giatsins at 1 vet, these fire in a sabre length of 6, by the way. So it makes sense to have 3 cars of supply. 3, 4, 5, 7 CVs. Quite surprised by this. I mean, don't you want, like, if you got this, it doesn't have a lot of HP, does he? Yeah, basically, this one's really cheap, but it's slower. You can get 2 of these for the price of 1 of these. So it's actually, in many cases, it's actually worth bringing these. Infantry tab, so yeah, the CV guy. Lustrum Metis, he brings it in the Mi-8 without the rockets, so yeah, this is certainly the better one to bring than this one, but most people bring both. Then we've got Conkers, Saperi RPO at 1 vet, and the BTR 60PB. Like, that's fair enough. I used to be very against these flame troops, but occasionally somebody will beat me with them, and like the RPO one's actually pretty good. Motorstrokey BMP at 2 vet. So, yeah, he doesn't have any infantry just in a car with AT. I mean, I guess it would be this, but that's, you know, you're going to buy all those at the start. So, like, what's your rapid response force? What happens if somebody does a breakthrough? What are you going to do? I guess you could send the Urns on him, unleash the Urns, and maybe send the Helos, you know, the Helo transports. But I reckon that you should have 1 infantry in a just in a car. So that can be Paul Machiki, they're alright, or it can just be regular Motorstrokey, but not in this div it can't. Because yeah, what happens if you get caught out? So I'd be tempted to swap out 1 of these for I mean, you could send the Saperi RPO, but what if it's a vehicle? What are you going to send? These really slow tanks? Like, this'll work. So yeah, I'd be tempted to get... Like, Vopos don't have AT anymore. But yeah, you could just bring the Pulmachiki in a Gaz at 1 vet, and sometimes you really need something like that. Just because what if the enemy does a breakthrough, and how are you going to reinforce? You're going to buy these? Well, these are slow. But yeah, the Motschutz and the BMP-1 SP2 is very core. These because this went up by 5 points. These days, the one with the unspeakable might actually be worth it. Yeah. But yeah, I still bring this one because I prefer the longer range and just the suppression effect of the Malyutkas because they actually do more suppression and because they've got more range, they can do it from further away. And then I use the tanks to actually kill the baddies. And he brings 1 with the grenade launcher and 1 with the ATGM. Okay, and we spoke about this. RT, so yeah, the Giatsins at 1 vet. That's very common, very sensible. This in the tracked one so it can survive the counter battery. Not bringing the T-55As is a huge mistake. You need the T-55As for the start of the game. You can either bring them at 2 vet, which is, given how many tanks you have here, you might as well bring them at 2 vet. And then, yeah, so the T-64 BEVs got cheaper for, like, no particular reason. So these can survive a 30 AP missile, so Maverick missile, whatever, most AT planes in the game, from the front. And this one can't. But you see that, like, oh, you see the ATGM's better. And this one can, because it's got 11 HP, basically. T-80B, so this one also can, because it's got 17 armor. As can this. This is alright on the defense, but if you're trying to attack people, this is nicer. Recon, so this does more than twice the damage of an autocannon. It's crazy. Whenever I think about this, I think about the guy who told me that that's fine and they shouldn't change it. It's like, blimey. It's a good job I'm not in charge. Whole lot of heads would roll. All the dummies just line them up and shoot them. Anyway, so this does twice as much DPS as an autocannon. For whatever reason, the 4 PKTs of Doom. But it's not as good against vehicles. And then, yeah, this has exceptional optics, so your tanks can see. The alternative would be this, which has very good optics, but you can set it around the sides and stuff. Spetscrupper are a must-bring for the start of the game. And, you could say this is my rapid reaction force, but it's like, surely you've already bought all 4 of these. But, I mean, you can do what you want, right? Not everybody has to play like I play. There are better players than me, and they play a little differently. And those are my alter egos, by the way. Do you know what I mean? We're all one world #1 Warno player in here. This thing, I mean, okay, fine, whatever. It's not got any smoke. Whatever. You want it to launch Maryukas at people. Okay, why not? But let's say, hypothetically... Well, I mean, yeah, sure, because it's got mediocre stealth, so people struggle to spot it. AA, so you don't... I mean, don't do that. Right, so Bucks shoot down the planes, as does your MiG-31B. The Iglas shoot down the helos, and this is like really, really good anti-infantry. It's really good anti-infantry. You've got to bring this. It's 12 per card. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Urns, okay, and then a very lackluster air tab. I mean, this thing is great. Usually people properly stack this up, but that means you got to sacrifice on the infantry or the tanks. I mean, it really is that simple. So, like, let's say hypothetically, you don't bring the 1 card of T64 BVs, you would save 3 AP. So, like, it's sort of probably better to do this. And then you can put 1 of those AP on getting 2 more helos, so you can get these, which are really nice. Or you can get this, which basically you launch the max range ones almost immediately, and then you just leave. I played against a guy... He's actually one of the top players now. He's like really close to the top. It's this guy, the worst person in the world. And he's been spamming out the 6Y. And basically, he brings 4 of these, and he'll just get into range, fire, all these rockets. That'll be 4 times 2, which is, I don't know, it's too complicated. And then once he's fired the 8 rockets, he'll just immediately pull back. He won't actually fire the other ones, and the burst damage from that is actually pretty obscene. So you should try this, right? And then you can get another plane, which should either be a rocket plane, in which case it should be the rocket 2, because like, where's your anti-infantry? You're gonna use this. Or it can just be this, and yes, you can use this against infantry as well. It reloads in 60 seconds. And the payload's pretty decent. Although these used to be 500 kilo bombs. So yeah, you can do that, or you can do this, and then you would send these out ahead of this, just because if this dies, it's not as big a deal as if this dies. So that's it for the deck reviews. Now we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, as you know from the deck review, this guy didn't bring the T55As, which was very, very silly of him, because basically, if you're ever packed on this map and you get T55As, just send 4 T55As here at the start. Put a Conkers in here, 4 T55As here, and like a BRM-1K, and you can just kill everything and walk through. It's pretty crazy. Instead, he's gone for a helo deployment, so the 3 recon helos, the Skific strat, and then all the Urns, and then 4 infantry helo guys, which, I mean... Oh my god, he's not brought me in. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Then a CV for Echo Golf Delta, nothing for Bravo, and another Urn. Nice quick deployment that, I suppose. There's only... There's like, what? 1, 2, 3... There's 4 types of unit there. There's 4 units, basically. ISI, a bit more of a balanced deployment, but sort of a, he wants to go for mid, right, so similar sort of thing, but he's actually bothered to guard his flanks here. So Fernspare, airborne forward deployment, and 6YA does not have airborne forward deployment, so he's going quite aggressive with it, which makes sense, but he's got to be wary of the helos. That's something you always have to worry about when playing against 6YA. And then Fernspare on the left, and Fernspare on the right. This one going in the buildings. What you can do is actually put it here, and then you can get up to here. The only issue is if somebody just drives down this road, they will just get into your zone. But I guess that's what the Lux is for. And the Milan too, right? So yeah, this I definitely have up to here, and then you can use it to see this way, or you can come over here and look this way, It's all useful. And yeah, in mid, a Fernspare, a supply you didn't buy at the start, 2 Lux, and the blob, consisting of 2 Zwillingers, a Milan 2, 1 Leopard 1A5, a Roland 2, and an Iltis. Where's that Milan 2 going? There, okay. So yeah, he's... And then, oh, okay, so there's more here. Another Milan 2. Quite surprised by this, really. I mean, you can get a Jaguar 2 for cheaper than these two put together, and it will do a better job because it can shoot further, it's got more AP, and it's got 6 armor. So I'd much rather have a Jaguar 2 here. But the advantage of this is it can cover more ground because you unload the Milan and then you move the vehicle out here or whatever, send it wherever you want. And then you've got 2 ATGMs instead of 1. And Panzer Grenadier and the Marder 1 at A2 Milan and the Gepard, so Roland 2 and a Gepard and 2 Zwillingers. So he just actually got a decent amount of AA. I'm going to assume that Pick It Up has got 2 MiG-21 bis or something, but let's find out. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen. They open with 1 MiG-31 and 2 MiG-21s. This is an absolutely crazy opener. All in, all in. They get the videos early. They get members exclusive videos at a rate of 1 a week, so there's about 80 of those now in the playlist. The videos they get early, it's usually about a week early, but sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Sometimes it's a lot more. Like, I'll make videos and then just sit on them for like a month, because it's like, you know, in case I need to go on holiday or something. So, yeah, the double lux here is probably going to kill the adder. What you can do is turn off the cover here and hide behind this building, and then you won't die, but they're just firing all their rockets at that Iltis there. The double lux, if he needs to focus fire these. Yeah, because if you put 2 on this, it would die. I mean, it might die anyway, but... he could unload the Zwillingers. Unload the Zwillingers. Right, he's unloaded the Zwillingers. Roland 2's firing, and yeah, this was like a really dumb deployment. Like, Pick It Up's quite a high-ranked player, so I'm quite surprised by this way too aggressive deployment. And where he's putting the helos is where you'd expect the enemy blob to be, so it's like, this was a very predictable outcome. Although, you know, he's killing stuff. The Zwillinger can't fire back because of the minimum range. The Iltis is probably going to die here, it does. The Gepard is going to take out that urn, maybe. No, because it's in the wrong place. The Fox Milan probably kill this urn, maybe. Although, actually, it's only an MMG. No, it dies. And so, yeah, the Gepard. But yeah, he can counter push here, which he is doing, which is intelligent. Does this have smoke? It does, so he could smoke. He chooses instead to Manuel. Now he can smoke? No, he just wants to... He chooses death. The Fernspey here died. The urn probably killed it, and the Lux could chase that, but the auto cannon might kill the Lux. So, yeah, pretty crazy opener from Red. I'm really surprised by how well it worked. But yeah, typically you wouldn't open with a MiG-31B. You'd open the 2 MiG-21 bis, and that's usually sufficient because the enemy tends to open 1 fighter if he opens any. I've noticed they're just currently just circling over the Gepard, and it's slowly killing them all, 1 at a time. Just... Because, yeah, basically, you know, crits, they're done off a percentage chance of hitting. And so this, because it fires loads of bullets, will crit very often, because it's like 0.5% chance to happen. And I can't remember if it's 0.5% chance for any crit to happen, or 0.5% per crit. I believe it's 0.5% per crit, because I've seen times where multiple crits have happened at once. Anyway, the Marder 1A2 claims a victim there. And yeah, the T-64B is probably going to take that out, and it does. So Pioneer Carl Gustav's deployed. Yeah, these guys, I don't think they're in cover. The Fox has smoke, so you can smoke. He chooses death. But yeah, check this out. So very intelligent gameplay. Basically, if the enemy does some massive YOLO breakthrough somewhere at the start, typically he's not, well, actually at any point in the game, that means that those units aren't somewhere else, and that tends to mean that there's just entire flanks with nothing on it, in this case both of them. And Pick It Up, choosing not to bring the T-55As. I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that he will watch this video, and yeah, you should put in the T-55As, because... Like, so even with this strategy, okay, it worked. Okay, now what? You're going to reinforce with a T-64BV, one T-64BV, which can be sniped by a plane. Obviously, 5th Panzer isn't so great at that. Or it can just be suppressed to death, or it can get side shot. Whereas, you know, for the same price, you can get almost 3 T-55As. And, you know, if you had 3 T-55As here, things would be going a little better. The Gepard is going to run out of ammo, so this is a big problem with the Gepard. It can only fire for 30 seconds before it runs out of ammo. Milan 2's moving up there. He needs to reinforce this side a little more, like a supply truck or something, but... yeah, I mean... whatever. Maybe this is just like, if I lose it, it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Look, he's got this in a pretty good spot, like a fallback spot. He's not to send that over there, because that means nobody can come this way. Looks like the US is going to die here. I don't think Pick It Up has noticed that. I don't think either player noticed that. That was just auto-pathing. So listen, if you're going to do this, you got to make sure something else is in front of it. So like the Gepard should be first, or the Lux should... Because like, what if there was a guy here? You wouldn't know. Not sure what else you could send. But yeah, the Lux you could send here first before this drives in, because what if there's a guy in that building? He'd kill you. Anyway, the Lux should win this fight, because it's close range. This has really low accuracy. As you can see, it's going down. He buys a Leopard 2A4. I think that's not such a great idea, because there's no... I mean, a Gepard... 2 Gepards... Okay, so there's a lot of A8, but... Don't you want infantry for this? Like, 1 Pioneer Gustav, 1 Leopard 1A5 or something. I don't know. I mean, my heavy tank micro's not great. Oh, it missed. So he's going to get away. He gets away there. Lustrum Jaeger Metis choosing not to, because if he'd actually attack moved here, he probably could have whacked that. But yeah, look at that. So 5th Panzers claim this. Over on the left, the Gepard is about to use its remaining ammo on the motorized Aufklärer. The Land 2s are getting picked off one at a time. This guy, he is behind the build. Oh, okay, fired. A nice out of ammo. Oh, man. That's pretty funny. So, yeah. +7 for blue. It's going to be a +6 soon, because as soon as this gets up hit, like, this doesn't have any rounds. So he's going to kill that, and then he's going to kill that. Unless he gets exceptionally unlucky. Although actually, yeah, he'd need 2 hits to kill this. So he'd need 3 hits to kill both of them. At the very least, the MGs would kill this. So yeah, you'd expect the next one to miss. And then the next one should hit. And then he should get in here, but then he's only got 1, and it's got 45% accuracy, so... So yeah, ISI gets out, but this adder can kill it. You see, this killed the Milan 2 teams. When I wasn't even looking, it just died. So, like I said, it's got twice the DPS of an autocannon. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. There's 4 PKTs. Reminds me of that picture of the, you know, the Soviets, they tested low-flying bombers with just, like, a rack of 70 PPSH 41s. And they were just like, well, we'll just fly over it and just fire loads of bullets, and that'll kill them all. And obviously it didn't work, right? So they stopped doing it. But yeah, it reminds me of that. The power of the 4 PKTs. As you can see, it's not as good against vehicles. But look, it's still very good. And for some reason the bullets go at different speeds. Who knows why. But yeah, it's very silly. It's very silly. Look how fast he's dying. The 4 PKTs of Doom. Why did they ever bother making autocannons? They should have just had more PKTs. Anyway, you'd expect this to win that fight. Although there was poor Micro from Red, he didn't even get a shot in. So Gepard being sent here, and this is the issue in not having the Fliegerfaust. But you can also send us Villinger, but then you got to worry about Micro in it and stuff. So, And yeah, in the tech review we spoke about, like, if you're going to bring Roland 3s and Roland 2s and Gepards, you should probably upvet the Gepards and the Roland 2s. But I just wouldn't bring a Roland 2. But if you run out of Roland 3s, then obviously, if you get seeded to death, it can be a problem. So, probably going to lose... I was going to say, at that range, that's, you know, it's going to do a lot of damage, so... No recon there. This guy's hiding, which is intelligent behaviour. Yeah, and this Lustrum Jaeger Metis, he's still chilling out. Ural's coming into Delta now, so Pick It Up still in the game. Trying to pick it back up. Haha! Side shot there. 6 armor though on the side. Same as a Leopard 2, but he's going to get another shot here, but he might just die. I mean, he's got 1 HP. He gets him. Pretty low accuracy there, so it's quite fortunate he hit the second time. And yeah, he needs to sort this out. Now imagine... Recon helicopter. Spoke about that in the deck review as well. And he's got no bomber. He's got an AT plane and 2 fighters, and that's it. He's got no rocket plane or anything. Rocket plane would be super useful, but in this matchup, probably not, because the MiG-31s just kill you. Also, yeah, I mean, I guess he could have evac there. He's very dead now. Yeah, took a while, but they got him. So, yeah, Gepard firing away at the MiG-31. They get the cohesion down pretty fast. But the UAS, or is it gonna... No, UAS is going for Charlie. This is a +2. I mean, you can't afford to just sort of give up on this. This is very important. So he's sending Jaguar 2s, which I guess he doesn't know this is here. Recon helo, but then this shoot it down, but then it'll be in range of your fighters and stuff. And also, this guy's air micro is really bad today. What's going on? He's just hanging out over the Gepards constantly. So the Jaguar 2s have 6 front armor, so that'd like easily survive that. And it's got smoke, but he chose to just sort of run away, and so he died. As if he had smoked, or if he had just faced him, he would have been fine. Anyway, Gepard, it's got bullets, but I don't know why it's not shooting. I guess it's probably a minimum range. Yeah, he needs Marders and stuff. He gets side shot again. This guy's getting so many side shots, Mr. Schwarzman. So many side shots, and now he's routed. He's probably gonna die, because he's gonna get side shot again. So the Jaguar 2 dies. I mean, it did hit that, but, you know, it's a very well-armoured tank. And yeah, he needs infantry here. He can't let this get in. It's going to be a +3 to his opponent once it finishes capping. He's got a really nice position over here, but you got to think about like where the points are. I mean, this is, you know, attack. Like when he got into Echo, that was a big deal, right? But losing Charlie is also a big deal. So, yeah, I mean, this is just not going to work. There's too much here. There's loads of AA as well, and a really big tank. So that's a very, very well-organized placement from ISI, and the way Pick It Up could fix this is by coming to here and just going this way. Right? And you could scout that with a recon helo, but I think he bought them all at the start, lost them all. So yeah, you scout that with a recon helo, just come over here, that's not really there, and then you come in this way, because this is, you know, it's easy to get around. But if you just keep running into it, then it's going to get you, isn't it? So, okay, more Pioneer Carl Gustavs. AT planes out now. It'd have to be a side shot. That is... What? Like, of all the places you could go, why there and this way? I was probably going to die, but I don't know, because this thing has to turn... Okay, yeah. Okay, it didn't. The Lux is in a good spot to get some side shots on stuff. Leopard 2A4C, but these outrange it. He's got to make sure he doesn't show his side armor. He's in range now, though, so... Pew, right. This thing gets missed by the Tunguska, but its cohesion's low now, so he's got to make sure he doesn't... Although those are fire and forget missiles, it still says the accuracy goes down, so I'm not sure. I know it doesn't change with range, but yeah, this got through. I mean, I got the idea, but basically it should have gone back and then around, not forward. So, yeah, looking pretty rough for blue now. I'm not sure what he's going to do about this. The Jaguar 2 is probably going to kill that. Okay. Like I said, I mean, these pack tanks and their armor, it's pretty crazy. So, yeah, if you're blue in this situation, basically you want to put a Jaguar 2 here, and then get a Fernsteher and send it up like this way to see things. And then, you know, you get the CV up here and then in this way, and just try and secure this, because you just keep driving down this road, you're going to get shot, because it's just a big open field. He doesn't have any recon either, he keeps going forwards and getting smacked. So... Over here, though, I mean, Pick It Up just keeps running into the front of him. Yeah, this is on the right lines. So he's bought a Helo CV, and it's going here for some reason. I guess because he expects the US to die. But yeah, that T-64 got first shot advantage, and it's auto-loaded 10 rounds a minute, so as you can see, this is firing a lot slower now, and he could have just smoked there or whatever, but now he's just sending another tank down the same road. I mean, it's working. You'll get it eventually, but it's not the most cost-effective way of fixing problems. Yeah, having all these Gepards over each other, like, if one was here, it would get that, right? But obviously, we didn't know that was going to happen. This guy's showing his side. Oh, he might rotate in time. Yeah, he's going to rotate in time. T64B cleans that out. This needs to get back. +5 now for red. It's looking really, really rough for blue. But he kills that eventually. But yeah, he needs recon here and to move it down this way. And this is the most important thing because it's the +2. But yeah, this is probably going to clean that up and get in the zone. Although, you know, red, he could buy the MiG-21 BIS cluster and kill this. There's no AA here. The AA is all over here. Leopard 2A4 dies because it was just sort of chilling out here and had low cohesion and everything, so the enemy tanks got it. I'm not sure what the plan is here. Like, I mean, he's in the zone. There's no zone here. You might as well just stay here and then push this way, trying, you know, like through the forest. That was getting good kills, right? So you know, maybe the Fox Milan, you put it there and then you shoot stuff as it comes through. So Leopard 2A3 is in now. And here's the CV that came in the helicopter. That's not going to work because there's a lot of guys here. So these guys have shock as well. And they're 4 guys. I mean, they're special forces, but they're 4 guys. So this was sort of a doomed attempt. I'm surprised he didn't give up on that, actually. He just sort of let it happen. Yeah, so he wanted to throw the smoke and run in, and it's like, great, well, I mean, he's still going to die, so... and this is still in here, so it doesn't really accomplish too much. But, I mean, it will give him a, you know, +3 for, like, it'll probably give him about 30 points or something. It's not exact a figure, but... Anyway, this Leopard 2A3 should be able to clean all this up now. Just run down there, but you can never be sure of what's there. But yeah, I think basically he should have had like a... Oh no, he's just showing his side armor. What the hell is he doing? That's like automatic. I don't understand why that's doing that. Okay, it's facing the right way now. The Fox probably going to get killed by the Tunguska or the BRDM-2 Conkers. He did... Okay, so Rowan 2 is going to miss a bit. But yeah, like the Marders, I'm surprised there was not a Marder here. And then, yeah, this could use a bit of AA. I suppose that's what this is, but... Yeah. In the meantime, pick it up still with the tanks. And then, yes, okay, so he's starting to realise that there's nobody here. Now imagine if that Hilo had just come in for this, taken that, and then taken that. I mean, maybe this would be coming down that road now and it wouldn't be able to take Alpha, but it would get Bravo. So, in the meantime, this is probably going to take this zone, although you'll notice because he's just attack moved everything, the vehicles are going first. Okay, he didn't send those all the way in, because, yeah, this would sideshot them. And, yeah, at Tuvet, autocannons are really, really good. Because they nerfed them, but the way they nerfed them was mainly the accuracy, and so at Tuvet, they're still really good. And that's why divs like Belgium, 16th Belgium really punches above its weight, because you bring all the IVs at Tuvet with the mech fusiliers. There's only 3 guys here, there might be 2 squads, and they might be upvetted, but the Motostrelki is just going to kill him, so he's got to be running away now. Chooses to leave one behind so the other one can get away, maybe, or what, I just don't think he's paying attention, basically. So yeah, he's going to lose these squads. And yeah, just not having a strike craft, although I don't think he'd really be able to use it against all this stuff. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a +1 to ISI in a minute, but this is coming into Charlie, and he's just lost both of his infantry, but yeah, finally, some Marders, okay. Because the idea is you can also like leave the Marder here and it can shoot down there, right? And although the infantry that comes in it isn't amazing. I mean, well, they are, defensively, because if you get the DMR on somebody, they just lose their cohesion straight away. Offensively, they're not so great. So this tank should really be coming down here because there's nobody there. But he doesn't know that. But he does, because this just walked over there without getting shot. So he knows he can get in here without dying. But he wants the +2, but there's stuff there. This is right next to the enemy spawn, so it's always going to be quite hard to... The same reason ISI couldn't hold Echo. You guys just come straight down the road into Echo. Same with Charlie. So you can get your stuff there really fast, whereas the enemy's reinforcement line, right, is like 3 times longer. So that's a soft way, like a soft comeback mechanic. That as the enemy pushes you back, your logistics lines are shorter, like in real life. Wow. I prefer those to hard comeback mechanics, like Broken Arrow, where it's just like, here's your free shit because you're losing, haha. Which actually does happen, by the way. At the end of a phase, if for every point the enemy has over you, you get 100 points income. Like, what? A one-time thing, not like 100 points every minute or whatever. It's just very, very silly. It's very, 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 very silly. So these are only going to do 1 damage to that. So the main advantage is they'll suppress the crap out of it. Right, I was wondering when this would show up. So he drives into it so he can lose some more guys. He didn't even try and dodge. He could have gone forwards or something. What you do is you fast move down the road, and then once the bombs drop, you stop. And then that's the best way of trying to get him to miss. Because you'll be going the fastest and then the slowest, and then the auto prediction should... It's really hard, though, to dodge that particular one because it's a dive bomber, but you should try. So, okay, just crap spam coming in here, and this is what we spoke about with just routing them, whacking them with the Milans until they rout. Over here, the T-64 is firing through that gap. And this guy, he's routed. The Jaguar 2 is probably going to kill him. Yeah, it's still in range. There was a CV. Oh, it died to the MiG-21 BIS cluster. So, yeah, I mean, typically you want to have you want to put somebody in here, right? You want to put somebody in here. You want to make sure the enemy can't just walk through. So, okay, so he's going to smoke the corner and run in with a tank. That doesn't make any sense because these are just going to kill him, but... Like, why isn't this just going for Bravo? Why isn't it going for Alpha? I mean, this will work for 20 seconds, but if he takes this, it works for, minutes. Obviously, he doesn't know what's there, but he knows that he can get all the way down this road without dying to there. So this can just keep looking around and until you find somebody and then get the CV in. Like, look, he is using it to look around, so... Anyway, ISI is leaving, so... I don't think... Has he not noticed the smoke? But yeah, this is like in the open. These can just kill it. I think... Has he realised what's happening? I don't think he's looking. So, another Leopard 2 going for golf. And yeah, I mean, okay, so he's pushing on mid instead. I guess he has clocked that this is here now, because this hasn't left the zone entirely. MiG-21 BIS cluster gets hit by the double Roland 3 now. Does survive. Ural's dodging Milans. And, yeah, I mean, obviously we can see everything, right? But this is like... Is he going to try and do anything about it? Does he even know it's happening? He's not reacting. He just left the zone. He clearly doesn't know it's happening, otherwise he wouldn't be doing that, because this is a +2 and this is a +1. This is a surefire thing and this is an attack, so like, why? What's he doing? I guess he's not looking. He's not trying to fix it either, he's just letting it happen. Oh man. I mean, like, you could have just sent one of these back, or I would send two. And, walk into the smoke and run around, but... Okay, so now he's just bought another CB. These are not cheap, by the way. 270 points, it's more than a minute's income. So, okay, so he's just walked into the mortar. I mean, that's one way of stopping the smoke. And he's capped this one, right? It's difficult to pay attention to. You'll notice this is all dead. So... Now he's probably going to lose Alpha. Really mobile game. But look at this. This is going to die. Is he going to smoke? He's not going to smoke. Is he going to smoke now? He's not going to smoke. Balls of steel. Balls of steel. He's just like, I know it's going to miss. I know you'll smoke before me. Like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, this is basically taken, but, this should be here. And then what you do is you get something cheap. Okay, the racist, and you just send it this way, and then with this tank behind it, you try and get this. But obviously the issue is going to be the MiG-21 BIS cluster. This is what happens when you clump up. So they did kill it, though. You'd expect them to, really. Anyway, this is still here. No recon healer, remember? So what you do is you buy the bow par, and you send that. Obviously this is here to stop that, but that would be the counter. So, somehow, still +1 for ISI. This is so strange. It's about to be a -1 from, though, because the T-64 BVK is coming in. And, yeah, 5th Panzer, like, you open yourself up to getting air bullied quite a lot, and so you have to blob. and so you can't play super spread out. But second Panzergren can because they get the Eyehawk, which can cover a massive amount of space, whereas the Roland threes can't, and they're just not very good. So, I mean that one worked. Obviously, if they fly right over you, because this is radar instead of IR, it gets more accuracy the closer you are, whereas Fire and Forget doesn't. And so if they fly right over you, although that was 4 shots, 4 hits, was quite impressive, impressive skill gaming there. But yeah, you'd expect at least 3 of those shots to go in at that range. You'd expect 3 shots to go in at that range. This needs to smoke. Okay, he smokes this time. And yeah, what a hyper mobile game. So these guys, which he brought as like his quick reaction force, I guess, finally been deployed. And yeah, he needs to fix this really. Needs to buy a bow par. Like obviously there is AA. He is prepared for this. But this isn't a good spot because it'll get side shots basically guaranteed. Oh, well, okay, they can see him. And yeah, he needs to canvas this. He's not. They're just staying there. They gotta come find out. I mean, this guy's because he's got to stop. Yeah, here we go. Yes, exactly. So you just put one in each corner and you try and find him. The infantry AT would deal with it, and if it ends up being an infantry itself, then you bring in a bomber or I suppose he doesn't have a bomber, but bring in some other stuff. So yeah, as you can see, this isn't a good spot. Picking up knew it was here and still walked into it. So that's weird. Anyway, the racist died, so he's gonna try and just freestyle it. The main issue, of course, is this thing might sideshot him and then he'll just die, so... Alright. Interesting. So, mid's contested. This T-64 BVK will die soon, most likely. Nothing's happening on the right side. In mid, I mean, red has the advantage, especially with these, although I'm surprised by the purchases here, just like double Conkers here, what? Why not a BRDM Conkers, the wheeled one? And then some other stuff, but yeah, this should really die here. You get side shot. Could have lived a bit longer maybe, but okay, so the bow pars, right, but he's bought all 3 at once. I mean, I guess, yes, the tank really will die, but obviously one Tunguska would kill them all as well. So typically, you send one. I don't know how much ISI plays 5th Panzer. This is the first time I've seen him on it. Usually he's playing 39Y. It's a bit different. I mean, yeah, so it can be effective, right? You saw that there. It's just if they go down, they're basically all going to go down, right? Okay, and then picking up surrenders. So he didn't have a whole lot left, so I guess that makes sense. It was a really interesting game. It was very dynamic. Every single zone on the map was taken and retaken. Yeah, that's right. And some of them were retaken. So this is ISI, rank 323, with 844 games this season. So he's a big fan of Warno. And this is Pick It Up, rank 57, with 515 games this season. So both of them have like twice as many ranked games as me this season, so that's interesting. So yeah, credit to them. They're keeping the game alive. And that was a very entertaining game, actually. This was like things happening basically everywhere, all the time. It was a pretty cool game. Anyways, I'll see you around. GG.